All right, guys, let's talk about our workout 1, 2, 6, 4. We have power snatches for the skill. We do have the option for zoomers, and that's going to be 4 sets of 4 reps, 4 power snatches plus 4 overhead squats. Okay, these overhead squats do test your range of motion and your mobility. So if that's something that you still struggle with or you're just not quite comfortable with, feel free to grab a book, an empty bottle of wine, even a water bottle, or just a shoe. Okay. Really working on the mobility on that overhead squat is going to be far more helpful than you trying to strain yourself with doing actual weight and then not getting the full depth of the squat. Okay, and we'll see what I mean with that in a bit. So go ahead and do your range of motion. If you have a band, your PVC pipe, your towel, your t-shirt. Okay, you guys are going to start out with those pass-throughs. Okay, big shoulder opener. You're going to do 10 of each. So you do 10 pass-throughs, and then I want you guys to hold at the top for a little bit here, and I want you guys to go for these switches at the top, so just stretching so that you're getting that good pull down your lat muscles and your armpit muscles here, boom, all the way down for a total of 10 also. Okay, then I want you guys to go ahead and do your lunge pass through for a total of 10. And then lastly, you're gonna go for those good mornings. Okay, after your good mornings, I want you guys to squat and your straddle stretch sit-ups, so rolling down, opening up the legs, shooting yourselves through, tucking the knees, all the way, okay, for a total of 10. When you are done with those, stay on your back, and I want you guys to pick up the hips, squeeze the glutes. Okay, big squeeze of the glutes, wake up those hamstrings for those overhead squats that you're going to do for that skill. Okay, 10 all the way through. Let's go ahead and talk about this skill. So for our zoomers, we have 4 sets of 4 reps, and that includes your 4 power snatches followed by your 4 overhead squats. Again, for those of you that are struggling with those overhead squats, you're not quite there yet, find an object that's not going to strain you too much on the way down. Okay, so it'll look like this. You guys are going to do 4 sets of power snatch. Okay, so coming down, remember it's a high pull. Make sure that you guys are extending all the way up before you're landing underneath. So it'll look like this. I'll do 1 and 2, 3, and one last one for my set of 4. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze in my 4 overhead squats. Boom. Okay, turning sideways. I'll do 4. Now, this is a tricky one. Okay, not everyone has the ability to keep a strong number on the way down. Very common things you'll see is people will start leaning forward or they're not able to keep that arm straight. Work on it, body weight, okay? Body weight's gonna be helpful. Grabbing your shoe even, all right? So just holding the shoe and pressing it over is also gonna be helpful. Just make sure that you don't have shoes on both feet, okay? Because this is gonna generate one of my hips being lower. You guys can actually see it. Look, this is me without the shoe or with, yep. Then if I were to step down, now I'm uneven through the hip. So make sure that you guys are either not wearing shoes or you're not using the shoe that you're wearing, okay? All right, so you will do 4 snatches plus 4 overhead squats on one arm. That's 1 set. You're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite arm. So that means you're gonna end up doing 4 on the right and 4 on the left. And that's pretty much your skill. Again, if you guys are able to do the snatch with just the weight and then go ahead and do something lighter for the overhead squats, that's totally fine. For the workout, we have 3 rounds. Also for time, we have 15 sumo deadlift high pulls. We have a 600-meter run. For those of you that are running, you have an app to kind of track your distance. Go ahead and do that. It would be about 0.6 miles. Yeah, or 0.5 actually, okay? So 0.5 miles for that 600-meter run. And then we have 15 shoulder to overhead. So for those of you that have a barbell, if you don't have a barbell but you have dumbbells, I'll go over that. So 15 sumo deadlift high pull. So here's an option. If you have 2 sumo stance, arms are straight, reaching down, sumo deadlift high pull. This works. If not, maybe you only have 1, you guys can do single arm high pull and divide the reps between each arm. Okay, that's going to be for your sumo deadlift. Then you have your run. If you guys aren't running out, go ahead and run for about 3 minutes in place, or do jumping jacks for 3 minutes, soccer taps. Okay, so for those of you who what are soccer taps? Object on the floor. Okay, you can do these here. You guys can even do jumping jacks, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Let's keep it that way. If you're at home, okay, 2 to 3 minute cardio optional, jumping jacks, soccer taps, running in place, lateral jumps, whatever works for you at home. After that, we have your 15 shoulder to overhead. So remember, shoulder to overhead gives you the option of doing either strict press, or push jerk. So you guys can kind of play between all of them, choose one all the way through. But for that one, shoulder to overhead, from here, I can strict press 15, I can push press 15, or I can push jerk. Right? Remember, push jerk is for heavier weights. You guys can also just do one and divide the reps between your arms. Okay? So that's going to be your 3 rounds. 15 sumo deadlift high pull, your run or your cardio of choice in place, and then you have 15 shoulder to overhead, 3 rounds. All right? Have fun with that one. Try to keep it under 12 minutes. All right, guys? Have fun.